Hello folks, and welcome to the first Lease Deals of the Month video for 2024. This is the January edition. As a quick reminder, all these deals are based on 3 months up front, 3-year deals on 10,000 miles a year. It's now very easy to look at the different options on Lease Loco. Literally click on the 3 months plus 3 years plus 3 months. You can see what it is for 2 years, for 4 years. You can see the different deposit options. If you click on the mileage, you can do the same there. So at a glance, you can see how much difference it actually makes to change the mileage. We're doing all the petrol, diesel and hybrid cars first, and then we're going to do the electric cars right at the end for you. And we're going up in price order. We're starting off with this, the UK's most popular car, is it not? The Ford Puma 1 litre EcoBoost hybrid, mild hybrid, titanium edition, 245 quid plus VAT, and the upfront on that is just 730 quid. 9.8 seconds to 62, 52 mpg, 119 mph, 125 brake horsepower, insurance group 13, and 456 litres of boot space. You probably know about this already because so many of them have sold. But there it is, funky looking little thing. I haven't driven one of these yet, unbelievably. The interior is a little bit forgettable. It's a little bit sort of 5-year-old Ford Focus, but it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. Quite cool styling on it. Price history is interesting on this one. Average has been £323 a month. At its peak, 429. Right now, just 243. And even back in December, this was still 327 quid. 300 in October. Currently, the lowest price we've seen at £243. And folks, please remember to use my link to Lease Loco, won't you? It's in the video description, pinned as a top comment. I can't do this without you. Nissan Juke 1 litre Dig T 114N connector DCT, so that's the automatic gearbox, £257, and the upfront price is 772. 11.8 seconds to 62, 47 mpg, 112 mile an hour, 114 brake horsepower, insurance group 12, and 422 litres. This is the one to go for, I think, in the Juke, because the hybrid in it is a little bit pants. It's not the best hybrid system by a long stretch that's available in the market. So if I were going to buy a Juke, and it is a good little car, I had one on review a little while ago, I'd probably go for this one rather than the hybrid. 289 a month has been the average, currently 257. This is also just about as cheap as we've seen it in the last 12 months. So if you're in the market for a Juke, now's a good time to get one. Suzuki S-Cross next. I keep bleating on about this because it's such a good little car, and it's one that so many people don't even know exists. You don't see many of them on the road. They sort of blend in a little bit. They're not the most exciting styling, but they are great little cars. 9.5 seconds to 62, 129 horsepower, 430 litres of boot space, 262 a month with 788 up front. This one is the Motion. Ooh, that's lost in translation a bit, that one maybe. I wouldn't call it a Motion. But sort of bang average price really. The average on it's been 278. It's currently 262. But it's a great car and it's really great value for that money. I would strongly recommend, if you're in the market for a smallish SUV that you can fit plenty into, go and test drive one of these things. You might be pleasantly surprised. I was surprisingly disappointed when that left my drive when I had one in for review. Next, we've got the good old Golf. This is a petrol manual. It's the 1.5 TSI Style Edition, 287 quid a month and an upfront payment of 863. We all know about Golfs, don't we? I don't need to talk about them. 308 has been the average price on that. Lowest historical price on it's been 273, currently 287. So it's not a bad time to be getting this one, folks. And here we are, the deal of the moment, really. I did a sort of one-off special video for this a couple of days ago when the deal first broke, and it has changed a bit since. Don't forget, this profile is 3 years and 3 months up front. In the video, we were looking at 2 years. If you did go for 2 years, it actually looks a little bit better deal, really. 285 a month if you go on a 2-year deal right now with 3 months up front. If you go on a 3-year, it's 315 with 3 months up front. 10.4 seconds to 62, 41 mpg, insurance group 21, 536 litres of boot space, epically sized boot, 131 horsepower, 1.2 PureTech GT E88. For those of you that commented that 1.2 engine's gutless and it's pants and it's this and it's that, it's not. It's bloody good, and that's a great automatic gearbox that's mated with it. It's exactly the same powertrain as I had in my C5 Aircross that we took across Europe with loads of luggage, my wife, the kids, all the rest of it that comes with that, and it did not miss a beat. It's not lacking for power at all, and I'm sure in this smaller 408 it's going to do an even better job. No problems with that engine at all. 946 up front, 315 a month. As we know, not too long ago, one of these would have cost you £647 a month. In fact, on Christmas Day it would have cost you 570 quid a month. Currently 315. What's not to like? Next, we've got the Skoda Superb, not the Skoda Average. This is Superb, 1.5 TSI SE DSG automatic. Upfront payment on this one is £934 with 311 a month. 9.2 to 62, 45.5 mpg, 150 horsepower, insurance group 20, 625 litres of boot space. Brilliant, brilliant cars. Great cruisers. You're not lacking for anything in this. It's one of those cars that will just do it all and eat it all up. Nice place to sit as well. Price wise, average on it's been 428 over the last 12 months. Just back in November it's 519 a month, currently 311 a month. That's a lot of car for your money. It's basically a Passat. Okay, so that's a big saloon car that can fit everything in, and that's really great bang for your buck at 311 quid a month. Folks, just a quick mention for the sponsors of today's video, Car2 Cover. As you know, my go-to place for gap insurance. Go to car2cover.co.uk. You can get an instant quote online. Gap cover for, say, a 3-year lease, typically available for around about £160 to £200. That's not per year, that's for the whole thing. And if you are unfortunate enough to have the car written off, stolen, set fire to, flooded, whatever it may be that causes the insurers to write it off, your Car2 Cover policy should step in and fill the gap between the amount the insurers pay out and the amount that the finance company, the lease company, is asking you to settle off your lease. Furthermore, on a lease, it will also contribute towards 3 payments of a replacement car lease, which is pretty brilliant. It's not just lease cars either. If you're buying a used car or you're buying a new car for cash, there are lots of different gap policies to suit, all available for a quick quote on their website, car2cover.co.uk. If you give them a ring on 01438 870 615 and quote Jim10, they'll give you 10 quid off any price advertised on the site. Next, we've got the Toyota CHRs, the 1.8 hybrid design CVT automatic bitone paint, 335 quid a month, and the upfront on that one is just over £1,000, £1,007. 10.2 seconds to 62, 58.9 mpg, 140 brake horsepower, insurance group 20, 447 litres of boot space. And price history wise, it's been out for 5 minutes really. So on the 16th of October, it was 630 quid a month. On the 23rd of October, it's 337 a month. It's currently £335 a month. So not a great deal of historical data to go at. I expect they will sell lots of these. They did with the previous version of the CHR. Very popular with a certain kind of customer. One can be yours for just £335 a month. Next, we've got the Peugeot 3008. Again, it's that 1.2 hybrid. This one's a 136 GT E DSC6. And that E tells you that this is a hybrid. 361 quid a month, just under 1100 up front, and this is a pretty epic price on this. 45.6 mpg, 10 seconds to 62, insurance group 24, 520 litres of boot space. But look at this, it has been £611 a month has been the average on this being the hybrid version. And 4th of December, it was 680 quid a month. As you can see, it really hasn't fluctuated too much over the last 12 months. It's been over 600 quid at all times until we got to December when it dropped to 435, and it's currently 361. That's an astonishing price on this car. Good looking car, the 3008. Peugeot are producing some good looking cars these days. Has got that little steering wheel, which some people hate. I personally love it, but I've got the hands of a man-child. But yeah, nice thing. Just under 1100 up front, 361 a month. Go and check it out. Use my link to Lease Loco. Thanks. Back with Skoda, we've got the Octavia 2-litre TSI VRS DSG. This is the spicy one. We have seen it before. 0 to 62 in 6.7 seconds, 39.7 mpg, 245 brake horsepower, and 640 litres of boot space. Insurance Group 27. This is all the car you could ever possibly need or want. It does it all, and it does it all well. And the VRS version looks pretty mean as well. I like it a lot. It's got a bit of road presence. That will cost you £1,126 up front and £375 a month. And if we look at the price history on it, the average has been £432 a month, and at its peak £536. Currently £375. So the deals have been around on these for a little while, but it's still a great time to get yourself in one. So get on with it. Next, we've got the Nissan X-Trails, the 1.5 e-Power 204 Accenta Premium X-Tronic. Pretty much the exact car I had in for review recently, and I liked it a lot. You can check that review out on my channel. Just go and look for it. 384 quid a month on this one. As the e-Power suggests, there is a hybrid, 1153 up front, 384 a month. And if we look over the last 12 months, you'll see the price is just about where it's been. It's a little bit cheaper than the average. Average 411, but currently 384. I think that's a good deal, and I think it's a very good car that you should certainly be considering. So perhaps go and check out my review if you like the sound of that. It is an automatic, drives very nicely. Nothing really to whinge about with this one. Next, we've got the big dog. It's the Skoda Kodiaq, and this is the 7-seat version. It's the 2-litre diesel DSG automatic SE drive. 9.9 seconds to 62, 51.9 mpg, 150 horsepower, 270 litres of boot space is advertised, but that's with the back row of seats up because, as I said, it's a 7-seater. If you put those down, it's huge. Like, it's absolutely massive. But you've still got 270 litres with those back seats up. So similar to what you get in a Fiesta or something like that. 1166 up front and 388 a month. Price history on this one, just look at that, folks. Back in November, it was 687 quid a month. Currently, 388. Now's a good time to get a Kodiaq. Next, we've got the Volvo XC40. This one's the B4P Plus Dark Auto, £430 a month. And the upfront is £1,291. 452 litres of boot space, Insurance Group 26, 197 brake horsepower, 38.6 mpg, and 7.6 seconds to 62. Ooh. I used to have an XC40. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Again, there's a review for that on my channel somewhere. My actual one that I had. And there you go. Very popular cars. Very well screwed together. Drive nice. Do everything sort of quite well. Average price on it's been 511 quid over the last 12 months. We've seen it drop a bit just in sort of recent months and weeks. Back in November, it's still 533. Currently 430. With 1,291 up front. Next, we've got the Suzuki A-Cross, the plug-in hybrid. We've seen this lots of times, so I'm not going to dwell on it. 454 quid a month for one of those. And what's the up front? 1,364. That's a Toyota RAV4, basically, with a Suzuki badge on instead, quite literally. And it's a brilliant bit of kit. It will serve you and your family very, very well. Average price on them has been about 600 quid a month, currently 454. I can't believe that deal's still going. Obviously, people aren't sort of going for it, but brilliant cars, so I don't know why you wouldn't, really. We're on to the electric stuff now, folks. We've only got 4, actually, in this video. We've got the Kona Electric 100 kilowatt premium 39 kilowatt hour 5-door automatic. 315 quid a month for that electric Kona. That's a great price. 945 quid up front, 190 miles of range, 136 horsepower, 332 litres of boot space, and it's only Insurance Group 21, so it's not going to cost you the earth to insure. Don't believe the Daily Mail. 415 a month has been the average on it, so exactly 100 quid less than the average at the moment. 25% discount's not a bad thing, is it? This time last year, 488 quid a month. And just back in November, it's £421 a month, currently 315. That's a great price. A Kona really is all the car most people need, and it just goes about its job really well and does it. Yeah, nice car. Next, we've got the Nissan Aria. I was blown away by this thing when I had it in for review. Like, really, really surprised, and I grew very fond of it. It didn't feel like a typical Nissan. Definitely worth checking out, even if you're a bit of a naysayer and you don't fancy it. Go and drive one, because my thoughts on it were a bit kind of meh, and I really, really enjoyed it. Aria 160 kilowatt engaged, 63 kilowatt hour, 441 quid a month, 251 miles of range, 217 horsepower, 466 litres of boot space, and the upfront on it's 1323. So 1300 up front, 441 a month. Average on it has been 528 a month. This time last year, it was 650 quid a month. Good time to get yourself into an Aria, and you could do far worse because it is a good car. Here's a bit of a different one for you folks. A Peugeot e-Traveller 100 kilowatt business VIP standard, 8-seat, 50 kilowatt hour auto. Now, there's a real shortage of 7-seat electric cars at the moment. And in general, like, people don't make people carriers anymore, and it annoys me because they're bloody brilliant when you've got a family, especially a young family. But here is one, basically a van conversion, is it not? 461 quid a month on this, and just about 1400 up front. 148 miles of range, which is a bit... but for some people it will suit. 136 brake horsepower, insurance group 38. So none of those figures are particularly amazing. I'm showing you this because it's a bit of a deal at the moment, and because there just aren't many 8-seat vehicles available, especially not with an electric motor in them. Average on it's been 695 quid a month, and it's currently 461. There's a good amount of money off that at the moment, and you know, if you can live with that range, and you weren't as careful as you should be, and you've had 6 too many children, it might be ideal for the school run. So yeah, there you go. Next, we've got the Volkswagen ID.5 150 kilowatt Max Pro Performance 77 kilowatt hour auto. The average on that's been 811 a month. It's currently 535, so that's a pretty epic discount. Has been discounted for a little while now. Back in October, it was 904 quid a month. And for the majority of last year, it was around about the £900 mark, even going up to 943 at one stage. At 535, it looks like decent value. The numbers on this are all pretty good as well. Let's have a look at those numbers. 322 miles of range, 204 brake horsepower, insurance group 33, and you've still got a 549 litre boot, despite the fact that there's plenty of cabin space, and of course they've put those batteries somewhere. So 549 litre boot is quite good in that kind of vehicle, and 535 quid a month does look like a bit of value, really, especially that, like, 322 miles of range is plenty, folks, trust me. Thanks for watching this one. Please use the link to Lease Loco that's in the video description and pinned as the top comment. I always say it, but I can't make these videos unless you support by using that link. And please support my sponsors, Car2 Cover. They've really sort of got me through the last year. They've been absolutely amazing. And I know that everyone that sends me messages saying that they've taken a policy with them and they were lovely and really helpful, I feed all that back. And yeah, I think everyone's really happy at the moment. So keep them happy and keep using them. It really does help. And please give the video a thumbs up and leave a comment, even if you say, hello, Jim. Anything helps. It all helps to feed the algorithm. They like to see the thumbs and the comments. So, yeah, thanks, everyone. We'll probably see more of these sort of ad hoc videos. If crazy deals come out, I'm going to keep doing a one-off video as quickly as I can for you. So keep your eyes peeled on the channel. If you need to find out more about car leasing, if it all seems a bit crazy to you and why on earth would you do it, go and check my back catalogue. Loads of videos about leasing, explaining leasing in more detail, and hopefully it will help you decide if it's for you or not. Thanks for watching, folks. See you on the next one.